What's going on, guys? Coach Colin here, coolest high performance coach in the world. And if you're looking for the absolute best insights on the podcast you love, hit that subscribe button. I'm here every day. So, Joe Rogan Experience, episode 1901. Absolutely amazing episode with, as you can see on the screen, Mr. Steven Pressfield. Man, let's switch that over to Rogan. It's such a great episode because Steven Pressfield is so willing to talk about just like very abstract, metaphysical type things. And you know, once somebody brings up that type of stuff, Joe Rogan's all over it. So it's like, I said it before in a video, it's like this guy brought out like the DMT, you know, back early 2000s, 2010 Joe Rogan. Like he brought out like Joe, you know. I love it. So in this clip, even if I just read what I wrote here, it says Joe talks about what it is to have a strong mind, the definition of a strong mind. Now, this isn't what he meant to do when he was actually talking about this. But as he was talking, I was just like, this is the definition of a strong mind. Like, he's really laying out what it is to have a strong mind, and he's doing it really well. And I think it's something that a lot of us can learn from. So here we go.
Gym, I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
Like, I know now that I just have to do it. And it doesn't matter how I feel, I'm going to do the work. And because I've just established that. When I get there, as soon as I get there, it's go time. Let's go. And then once I get moving, and once I'm 3 sets in and 4 sets in, and I'm covered in sweat, now we're fine. Now we know what to do. And now I embrace the exertion. And all is good. But I have to do it all over again the next day. And the next day is the same thing. My friend David Goggins, who's probably one of the most disciplined humans that's ever lived, he talks about, he goes, it ain't easy. He goes, when I see my shoes in the morning, sometimes I stare at those motherfuckers for a half hour before I put them on. But
Even he.
He'll
Yeah.
stare at his sneakers for a half hour, but then he'll go run 50 miles. You know, and that's the difference between a person who can overcome and a person who gives in to those feelings. And some people have never overcome, so they don't even know the beautiful feeling of accomplishing something that's difficult because they've never done it. They've sort of embraced the idea that it's fun to be lazy. It's great to be a slob. It's great to live in this world. And that's the last thing I'd ever want to do is exercise. Get the fuck out of here. And they pretend that they're wise in their choice, that there's some sort of frivolous nature to physical activity. But physical activity is mental activity. You just don't think of it that way because your mind is forcing your body to do the work. You just don't think of it that way. You think of it as being physical, brute, grunt work for cavemen. But the reality is it's the mind that forces the body to do that, and you must have a strong mind in order to get that done. So a strong mind is not just one that can do calculus. A strong mind is not just one that can write books. A strong mind is one that controls the body and all of its inherent weaknesses and all of its urges to be lazy and sedentary and self-destructive. That's a strong mind.
So if we put it back into...
Man, I love that. Steven Pressfield, look at him. He looks so happy right there. And it's like, it's so true. That's what a strong mind is. I love that he literally laid out that definition because there's so many people and, you know, you might be one of them. Maybe you've heard people talk about it, but they'll talk about physical activity like as if it's this vain pursuit and that's all it is. But it really is a pursuit of the mind. Like the other day, I woke up so tired and I had to do a leg workout. And I was just like, well, I have to. And it was purely mental. Like it had nothing to do with my legs. It was all my mind. I was just like, oh, I gotta do this. Usually takes me like an hour to finish a workout. This workout took like an hour and 40 minutes because I was just like, it was like my mind was just carrying my body. My mind was just like, come on, let's go. And it was brutal. But after I was done, like I didn't feel, my body wasn't refreshed. My mind was refreshed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's like just doing hard things is so much more mental. Like like the other week, or not the other week, the other past few months, you know, like I have my Spartan medal up there. I had to do a Spartan race, and in preparation for it, it was all mental. It was such a mental activity. It was like I was doing 10K runs, and like when you're in the midst of a 10K run, and I was on a track just running in circles, it's like, you're just like, oh my God, like how many more? Can I keep doing this? Why can't I stop? Can I stop for a second? You have, like it was almost like I had more thoughts than I did steps, you know? And like if the thoughts were able to stay in line, then my steps were able to stay in line, my strides, you know? And it's like if I let the thoughts go off the rails, then my body would go off the rails. So it truly is a mental exercise when you're doing really hard things with your body. And then doing the Spartan race, oh my God, it was crazy. I was literally 5 minutes in and I'm like, can I even do this? Like, is this possible? I'm like, this is a mountain. I was in Ontario, it was Blue Mountain. I was like, I'm like, how can I? I'm like, I haven't done this. I'm like, I don't know if I could do this. And it was like, I just kept on pushing, mentally just kept on pushing. Like, okay, there's the next obstacle, just do it. Okay, here's the next one, just do it, do it, do it. Had nothing to do with my body. My body was ready to do it, but my mind was the thing that I had to keep under control. Yeah, I really like that definition that he gave. Even as he was saying that, and I listen, I got mushrooms tatted all over me. I got all sorts of I got teddy bears tattooed on this arm. Yeah, because my wife was just like, like, there's little teddy bears there. I just get things tattooed. I don't care. I'm really considering getting that tattooed, that definition that he gave. Like, a strong mind is not one that can just do calculus or just. I'm actually thinking of getting that quote tattooed on me somewhere. I don't know where I would get it tattooed. Maybe let's get it tattooed on my forehead. But I'm really thinking of getting that tattooed because it's a valuable thing to remember. It really is. You know? And also, it's great that he brought up calculus, not just one that could do calculus, because that's often, like, some of us have that confused. It's like some guys can do really hard mental things or work hard every day for 12 hours a day and provide for their family, but they don't see themselves as like a strong-minded person because they can't lose the 30 pounds they want to lose, or they can't read a science-y book, or they don't know numbers all that well, and all of a sudden, like, there's a confusion. Your mind's involved in all aspects, and if you can do one thing, like working every day, getting up and working every day, there's a strength in your mind, you know? Don't confuse that. You have a strong mind. But yeah, I think that's the end of this clip. I got to go. I got a coaching call in like 8 minutes. I got to coach somebody. So I got to go. I got to go prepare. All right. Peace.